Hi everyone, thanks for being here today for our Pick a Card reading. Today we're going to be talking about the month of May ahead of us. May was always my absolute favorite month. As a child, it meant that, school was almost over, summer is coming. It just felt like such an opportunity to step into freedom and pleasure and enjoyment and play. And I thought it would be fun to do a focused reading just on the energy of May for you, any messages that want to come through specifically to assist you in the upcoming month of May. Today, I am using a deck I've had for many years. The Doreen Virtue Tarot deck. So I started getting back into my tarot practice this week, so I thought that it would be fun to go ahead and incorporate that in the reading today. So before we get started, I do just want to say a little bit of my beliefs around these readings and kind of the intention and why I do them. I think that we're all here to just be these really divine mirrors and catalysts for one another. This is an opportunity for me to be here and provide any sort of reminders that you might need that are coming through in the moment. I don't pull the cards beforehand. I like to do that as we lock into filming and like the energy of what we're doing here. It's really important for me that you know that I'm coming from a place where I don't put my power into these cards. I don't put my power into anything that's outside of myself. I don't want you doing that either. But it is just really wonderful to show up and support each other in really fun and playful ways. So that is why I do these every week. We are all, I think, learning so many lessons right now and going through so many changes and really stepping into such a strong embodiment of who we are. And this is a place where you can just rest and receive. So we're going to have 3 groups today, group 1, group 2, and group 3. So right now, just take a moment and take a breath and decide which group that you want to align yourself with today. And again, we're talking about the energies for the upcoming month, which is just one of my favorite months of the year. Just so you guys know, I am doing a spread of 5 cards, is what feels really good. And we're looking at where things have been, where things are going, and the support systems in place to help your present moment. And for this video, we're really talking about just kind of the whole month of May and what present moment can be really carried over into the month of May. So we're going to start with group number 1 and see what we get. Wow, group number 1 has a lot of the major arcana in your spread today. So we have the Unity card right here in the middle. I'm sort of doing a spread that I was intuitively led to today. It feels like you're coming out of having a lot of confidence in yourself and really working on that confidence in yourself. It's time to really start to maybe meditate on that word unity. This is a really quite a powerful card, and the placement right in the center of this spread today. So really an invitation right now to continue to seek out the people in your life that are going to provide you with that sense of community around the idea of unity. So we have certainly been really going through a long thousands of years of organized religion based off of a duality principle. And we're stepping into unity now. So the way that we gather with like-minded friends who are also on a spiritual path is shifting because we are all becoming much more sovereign. You are becoming much more sovereign. You're coming out of this phase of the sun and really starting to understand who you really are, the ideas that you want to birth in the world. And there's an invitation just right now to focus on, for this month of May, for you to focus on really calling in the friends and support system that have the sort of life experience that is going to complement yours. It also feels like now that you've had those revelations that have come through and that newfound confidence, this newfound identity, that it might be time for in May, the Ace of Fire is coming up, and this is a card of change. This is, the first of the fire cards. So this is, a new opportunity for sure coming up in your life, and see that as such a support for yourself, to really support the place of unity that you really want to be in that present moment. Now, for what is coming, we have the King of Water coming up for you guys. So this is really interesting. So, coming into a place of really mastering your emotions, and I'm really hearing like coming into a place of even more divine neutrality and compassion, and really being so centered around, so grounded and clear on how your emotions are really, really serving you. Make sure you're bringing that element of water into your life. If you can get into any natural waters, any rivers or springs where you live, I really believe that's going to be incredibly helpful for this place that you're in right now, bringing that kind of feminine flow into your life. But just know these are all incredible signs that whatever is going on right now, there's just going to be even more expansion into it in May. It feels a little bit like creative career land for you guys in group number 1, that there's really quite a lot that is going to be coming together in the month of May, and that it's okay to really focus on that and to focus on your own blossoming. If you look outside right now, I've got some rose bushes in my yard, and the blooms are just starting to open. You can't see the center of the rose. They're just starting to blossom, and that really feels very symbolic to where you guys in group number 1 are right now, where you're just almost about to really, really open up. And it does feel like there's a sense of creativity, service, and career. All 3 of those things, kind of, a melting pot. Those are all really kind of pointing to this, to your life, to what it is that you're creating in your life. So step into the artist that you are, step into, creating new things, inventing new ways of being, all around the idea of unity, though. Let that be your guiding compass in every present moment. So group number 2, welcome group number 2. So we're seeing that right now for your present moment, the 6 of air is coming up. This is a real invitation and guiding point, I think, for you guys to really let go of anything and just to let go, surrender. And once you do, open your heart up to how much goodness is already in your life and receiving even more of that goodness into your life. The support that you guys have in place right now, you guys have the King of Fire in one of this, how, in what ways can you receive that support? And one of them is the King of Fire, which is all about focus. And then this other card, the Page of Air, which is challenging information being delivered. This kind of feels like, for you guys in group number 2, there might be an invitation coming, you guys, to don't be afraid to really look at what's going on in the world, because you're looking at that and being able to bring forth the compassion that is needed at this time. We are all really responsible right now for bringing as much compassion to the party as we can. I've been spending some time with a quantum physicist here in Sedona, and he talks a lot about how in the quantum universe, the only reason that a problem exists is so that the solution can be found. And that really feels like that might be where you guys are at in the month of May. You're really seeing some of the challenges that are in front of you. The Where Are We Going card is like a new and exciting adventure. We have the Page of Fire as where is it that you guys are taking that next step in May? And it says, news of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. So that tells me that you guys really use the compassion that you've been building and infuse that compassion with confidence, because there's quite a lot of opportunity if you have the courage to seize it. Our guides can put so many, in our higher self and you can put so many opportunities in front of yourself. But unless you reach out with both hands and you grab it and you really say yes to it, and it comes down to you taking those steps to create what the genius that has been sort of developing, your entire life. And for May, what I would really recommend is to infuse your compassion with confidence. So take, all of the trauma and the hard things that you guys have been going through. Take all of that, alchemize that into how is that making me such a more compassionate person. And at the end of the day, when I am really looking around at the things that I've been through in my life and the things that some of my friends have been through in my life, and trying to understand why all that trauma, why all of that suffering, and it is to build that compassion so strongly. And so the invitation for you guys in group number 2 is to set that compassion on fire, be more confident with it, invite in some courage in with the compassion that you've been building. And that takes a lot of bravery, that takes a lot of courage, but the surge of life that you will feel once you make that commitment to yourself is otherworldly, and there is no darkness on the planet that can stand up to it. I believe that with all of my heart when it comes to that purity of compassion. And you give that compassion the confidence and the courage to stand up for the things that are really important to you, the things that are really going to serve you. Saying no more to and enough to some of the things that have been going on, and to realize how much compassion you've been building inside of yourself. That is more powerful. That is pure love in action. And there's nothing more powerful than that. There's no darkness more powerful than that. So group number 2, you guys you're in a powerful position in the month of May. And don't forget to reach out and grab it and take, to really seize the opportunities that are going to show themselves to you, and to really, start to experiment with, or start to just meditate on what it might look like for you to be even more courageous in your own life. All right, group number 3, it is time to see what's going on for you guys in the month of May. Oh, already 2 water cards. We have the 6 of water in the middle placement, which is very much about presence, the 4 of water up on top as a supportive card, the 5 of fire, that's very interesting, 4, 5, 6, right in your center line, coming in for more support, the lovers in the future, and 5 of air in your past. So let's talk about what has been going on, group number 3. What has been going on in the 5 of air is an unwise choice, is what the card says. And you know what, you guys, you're human. You're human. I'm human too. We've made some unwise choices. It happens. It is part of the human journey. So first of all, just knowing that it's okay. It's okay if there have been some things that have been going on and you're really feeling that sense of regret. And as much as you can to alchemize that into mastery and alchemize that into, okay, well, you know what? It's time for me to stand up, shake myself off, and take another step forward. Okay, so I'm really sending it, as much of that confidence and that assurance in yourself. And let's take a look at the other cards and what's going on here, because it is really time to wash that away. So in the center placement for your present moment, we have the 6 of water, romanticizing the past, really, issues kind of up around childhood really coming up for you guys right now, and the things that we can do to support you right now with some of that coming up. And just know that this is such a natural process of our human journey, is to really be able to look at our entire journey. We can't always, and if there's things that have happened in our past and we aren't really confronting them and facing them head on, they're gonna just continue to sort of chase us, and like a dog, like an angry dog, like kind of barking at us and nipping at our heels. We don't want that, you know? So take some time to yourself, and if you need to get some assistance in the month of May, if you want to look into some mentorship or just even more support and more encouragement, more love for you guys in group number 3 in the month of May. But it does come up to you. It is up to you to receive it, to seek it out, to make sure that you're providing that to yourself, and really open. So the 4 of water sitting up on top here, to open yourself up to the support. You know, that number 4, tables have 4 legs, right? Those 4, like I think I'm thinking of like a really solid animal, like a cow. They've got those 4 legs that they stand so firmly on, so planted into the earth. So look for some ways. How can you find that grounded support, that earthly support, to really support you where you are now, and specifically with your emotional body and the emotions that you're navigating right now. Now, another placement of support that you guys have right now is the 5 of fire, and I would just make sure in the month of May to avoid any drama coming your way. So when we make these declarations of, I'm calling in more support emotionally, especially, I'm calling in more support, I'm seeking out kind of the new support system. I'm really feeling this in friendship for group number 3. So finding that new tribe of women, of people who really understand you and can be that support system to you. And tribe is too big of a word. This feels like much smaller. Your people. What might happen is that you'll be faced with, are you sure? And maybe once we decide, like, I'm going to cut that cord of whatever it was that where someone didn't have great motives in their relationship with me, I'm going to cut that cord. I am done with that, right? We cut that cord off, and then the person on the other side of that cord cutting that we just, in our sovereign free will, we said, no more, please, that is enough. They're going to be like, hey, I was getting energy from you and that's gone now. What's going on? And your phone's going to text. You're going to get a text on your phone, or something's going to buzz. You'll get a message from somebody, and it will be that moment where you can decide, are you sure that you're done with that cord? Are you sure that you are really ready for the next thing, for that next huge amount of support that is coming your way? Are you sure? Is that really what you're ready for? And that is your opportunity to say yes, and to really love yourself enough through that situation and all the feelings that may be coming up. So it feels like the month of May, there's such an opportunity to step into new sisterhood, to new support systems that you never even imagined would be available to you, and to receive it. For what's coming next, the Lover's card is here for you guys. Intimate relationships, really good health, really feeling so prosperous. Actually, as I'm looking at this card, I'm seeing, you can see this image, which, by the way, we're going to talk about this deck here in a second, but she just looks like she's receiving everything, right? And that is so much part of prosperity and abundance in our relationships, is being willing to just close our eyes and bask in that light of what is coming and what is already available to you, and just say thank you. Just say thank you. Don't say why, or I wish I could have done this better, or get into any sort of frantic energy. Leave that behind. Cut that cord of frantic energy and allow yourself to be in that place of being loved. So this might be a romantic relationship going deeper, but I'm really feeling that for the month of May, group number 3, it feels like really receiving that sisterhood support that you're probably really craving right now. I know we're all craving that on a really deep level, and we could all use more of that all the time. So be open to receive it. Okay, so that is it for group number 3. Now, I did just feel like I should make mention, because I did hear that Doreen Virtue came out with some sort of statement about how angel cards can invoke dark energies, and I don't know, there was some sort of something that she said, and I have a lot of her decks, as you guys know, on here. I use her decks. I have a great relationship with these cards, and what I really think, if you guys are starting to get interested, if this is inspiring you, and I hope that it is, to grab a deck of cards on your own. Probably there's plenty of decks that are not Doreen Virtue cards that you can go out and find. I just shared last week a new deck that I'm loving, called the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. We'll probably bring that back soon. And I just want to say that so much about using cards is the intention and energy that you, and the relationship that you have with these cards. So, so that is really how I feel about it. And if you approach your cards and you're carrying a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety, that's going to show itself to you. That's what they do. But if you come to the cards really open-hearted, really ready to receive, really ready for some guidance from your highest self, that's always the intention, then that should be the intention, then I think that they're beautiful tools to keep working with in a really lighthearted way for us to just connect with ourselves, connect with our friends, and have these sort of conversations. So I just wanted to say that I'm going to continue to use these cards because I've built a relationship with these cards, not with Doreen Virtue, but what these represent to me, the energy that's in here that I've developed, and I've been using them for many, many years, and I'm just not going to stop. So that's just my two. I just saw something very briefly on social media from one of my friends who's a tarot reader, and just wanted to kind of make mention of that and let you guys know where I stand with all of this, which is honestly not taking it all too seriously, and approach and coming up to all of this just in my highest good as my prayer. So I hope you guys enjoyed the reading this week. I will see you this week with some other videos. Please make sure that you subscribe and like this video. It means so much to me. I also do recorded readings where I go much, much deeper, and we have a little bit of a conversation before the reading so that I can really make sure to tap into exactly the sort of messaging that you're looking for right now, and the particular areas that you're looking for some help and another perspective. I love being of service in that way. It is such a beautiful, beautiful service. So I'm so honored to do it. You can check that out on my website. And I hope you guys have a beautiful week, a beautiful month of May. I'll talk to you in the next video.